All right, she's gone. For those of you that have been following the channel for a while, you'll know what I'm talking about. But she's not really gone. She's running and moved. I do have forks. Everybody's going to ask me if I have forks. My Yale forklift. And it's not puking hydraulic fluid all over the place. I'm going to insert some video today of the work that we've done on this. It's been very hard for me to record this. One, because you're sort of always down in a deep dark hole working on it. And two, when you don't know what you're doing, when I don't know what I'm doing, it's hard for me to fixate on videoing and working on things. So I apologize for all the guys that are watching saying, geez, I really wish I had some help with my Yale forklift with this horrible VIN number that I can't decipher. This is a Yale GTC040. That is the GTC means gas for G, T for 3-stage mast, C for cushion tire, 040 means 4,000 pound capacity. This is a dual fuel model. It is extremely hard to find information about. That would explain why this has a fuel gauge somewhere, fuel gauge, and a propane tank. But you'll see down here there's another tank. I'm not going to dare put gasoline in this thing because it works fine on propane. The issues that I've had with this are that when I bought it, I paid $800 for it. It did not run. I got it home, I put propane in it, and it ran. It did not steer. When I'd done prior videos, and you guys, some of this is a repeat, but I had issues with it steering, and I sort of troubleshot it as best as I could and got lucky with the orbital valve. The orbital valve is, I think it's also called an HMU or HBU, MVU, something like that, but it's the valve at the bottom of the steering shaft, and that proportions out how much this steers, which is completely different than a log splitter, which dumps fluid until it goes to the extreme. And you don't want your forklift to steer like a log splitter splits. I hope that makes sense. So I paid $160 and had a guy retime the orbital valve for me. The reason he retimed it is because I took it apart, couldn't figure out what was going on, reassembled it incorrectly. He said he retimed it, and I was never able to talk to him about it. I've had the front two cylinders rebuilt to the tune of $125 a piece or so. And I've had one new number 4 JCI hose that I've had to install on this, and it is not leaking right now. I'm not saying the rest of the hoses aren't chowder, but it's not leaking. The schmoo all over this is epoxy. The guy I bought it from owns an epoxy company, and well, yeah, I appreciate him selling me this thing. I think he was honest in his appraisal of it, that it was a nice machine. It just sat. And the other thing that I forgot to mention, and what you'll see some time lapse of here in a little bit, is the radiator. The radiator on this was $600. I was not about to pay $600 for a radiator. That was, I think, without shipping. Meaning myself and my little brother Clay, took a Honda Civic radiator and, oh my God, and crammed the Honda Civic radiator in there for $70. And Clay fabricated all this shroud. We had to do a lot of fitting with hoses and such, but it seems to be working with this machine. While I've just got it steering now and just got it up and running for the first time, it has maybe an hour of just running time on it, sitting here, and we watched it get up to temperature, hold, and everything. So I'm not saying this is the best way to do it, I'm just saying this is what we did. I put a battery in it. Batteries are expensive. So all total, grand total for this machine, which really hasn't done any work for me yet, you know, $100 in radiator, $150 in the battery, $300, $450 plus the 8, you know, I'm looking at probably $1,600 with hydraulic fluid and all the other stuff. I did get the forklift, or the propane tank with it. I did have to buy new valves. So it's nickeled and dimed me to death, almost. But I guess in totality, I now have a 4,000 pound forklift for, you know, $1,400, give or take. And I think that's, yeah, I'm not mad about that. At the least bit, so I'm real happy to have it. The forks are in great shape. I'll put the forks on later. I just learning to drive this. I don't need another appendage winging around the shop as I wreck into things. And this is extremely unforgiving given the amount of momentum we have. So right now I'm going to cut to the time lapse that I have of this. I know that the bulk of that's probably going to be the radiator, but there might be some other stuff. It's been probably a month and a half of me tinkering around with this. Hasn't absorbed all my time, but much of it. So let me do that, and then there'll be some video of me cranking it up and down. So thanks. I get excited and forget to record.